What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. It's the Money Shots crew. It's myself, Kelly in Vegas, and Steven Cheah coming live to talk to you about, obviously, the NBA playoffs that are happening. We had some crazy NHL playoff shit happening last night with the Kraken going into double OT. What do I know about hockey? Not a lot, but I know it's entertaining as shit. And also, these series have been entertaining as shit. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and welcome everyone onto the show. Kelly, how are we feeling today? How's the last couple of days been treating you since Monday?
Last night. So I, laid 6 with the Knicks. We kind of spoke about it on Monday in regards to this team. And guess what? They actually played 4 quarters of basketball, except for the most important 4 quarters. They got the push on their end. Hart missed a free throw or 2. And then it was even worse down the stretch when they had an opportunity to cover again. Another missed free throw, because Knicks fans are doing what Knicks fans are doing at the Madison Square Garden. Of course they are. They're excited. They're hyped. But can you guys just be quiet while your own team is shooting free throws just for like 3 more seconds? Pretty please for me. But yeah, Heat plus 10 was easy peasy. Would have loved to hit that middle. It's been a while. But this is the kind of spots where I think that there's a real opportunity to do so. When we hear that guys are in, guys are out, there's an overreaction to the market, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, we get a nice 4-point middle. It's called getting sided. I sided it. Means I pushed on one side and I cashed the other. It's not quite a middle, Megan, but I will take it.
Did you have anything with the Warriors game? Did you play anything?
I did not. This is a weird kind of series, right? Like I said on Monday, I wanted it to be the Kings. I wanted to see some new blood in the NBA playoffs. It didn't happen. LeBron looks like he's on a mission. He gets called old, and all of a sudden he just comes out swinging. He gets no MVP votes. He comes out swinging even harder. He doesn't look like he's 38 years old. That is for sure. And on the flip side, I think a lot of people are going to kind of go back to the zigzag theory on who they think is going to win, who they think is going to cover. I'm not saying the zigzag theory is dead, Megan, by any means. I just don't think it's the end-all, be-all. And a lot of people tonight are going to be wanting to lay it with the Celtics, and I'm not one of them.
All right, Cheah, I got to ask your opinion. I mean, it was pretty crazy that LeBron didn't have to be the best player on the court for the Lakers to get a W. I mean, I guess it happens when, you have Curry just making threes and not a whole lot else. But I know LeBron was trying to take a lot of I think they were shots at Curry more than shots at the goal. All of those nice fuck you threes that he was trying to chunk up and didn't end up happening. But how did your the last 3 days go since Monday? I'm trying to think because my brain's so messed up.
Okay, we were on a bit of a skid, season-long skid, but it ended last night, thank God. LeBron with a huge performance in the fourth quarter, grabbed 5 boards in the last 6 minutes, so we cashed our ticket. It was an exciting game. I live bet the Lakers. I think the Lakers are going to win the series. I just think they're a better team and more well-rounded. Austin Reeves has really given them another dimension, and D'Angelo Russell shoots like he did last night. They're going to be in a really good spot. They have like 5 guys that can legitimately shoot and score the basketball. So I like the Lakers a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they came out of the West. If they face Denver next round, I think that they would win.
So that's what I was going to ask you guys. So as far as your heart versus your brain, right? Who do you think, who would you like to see playing in a finals game? But who do you think is actually going to be playing that finals game? Kel, you can go first, or Cheah.
This is kind of tough. Who do I like?
I personally want to see Nuggets and Sixers. I think that
I was going to say I want to see the Nuggets out of the West. We already know that, but it's not really a heart bet because I'm not really a Nuggets fan anymore. I mean, way back in the day when I was a little kid, I was kind of like on board with all the Denver teams, if you will. And, Dikembe Mutombo, I mean, who didn't love him? He was great. And so now it's like, I don't have an NBA team per se, so my heart's not really in it when I say the Nuggets. I mean, by saying new blood, I don't want to see it be Lakers Warriors. Unfortunately, one of those is going to get to play the winner of Suns Nuggets. Out of the East, I think the Sixers would be fun. I think the Sixers historically have not been great. I know Cheah wants to see his Knicks, which I wouldn't complain about either. Again, I want to see new blood.
I feel like I kind of am rooting for Philly. I mean, after losing a Super Bowl and a World Series,
wouldn't that be fun? That they go to the finals and then
it happens in threes, though. So probably sorry.
Now that you just said that, it's definitely happening. Way to put that one in the universe, Philly. Go after Megan. All of Philadelphia.
Not me. I want to be a Philly fan. All right, Che. Same question. Obviously, you're a Knicks fan, so you'd like to see the Knicks. Who would you like to see the Knicks play? What would be the most entertaining matchup for you? Or what would be the best matchup for the Knicks to get you a title, which would be your heart? And then in your brain, what do you think will actually be happening?
I mean, it'd be really cool to play the Lakers. Just the star power with LeBron, Anthony Davis. That would be very cool. From a viewing basketball perspective, watching the Nuggets play is great. Jokic always makes the right play, which is really fun to watch. I don't think watching the Suns is very fun, if I'm being honest. So I would like to see them get out. Warriors also a similar thing. I mean, Steph Curry is incredible, and anytime you get a chance to watch him play is a treat. So really anyone but Phoenix would be really fun to watch. As far as best chance, I don't think – I wanted to buy Phoenix. I really did. I know Chris Paul is going to miss probably the next 2, maybe 3 games. Their bench just stinks. Like, they traded a first-round pick for Jay Crowder, and he's not even playing. They got it. Sorry, this is Milwaukee. They traded Jay Crowder to Milwaukee. But their bench, is just not good. They don't have, a quick guy that can get you 20. Nobody in their team screams, campaigns, playing minutes. It's just not good. Bismack Biyombo, nobody really looks like they can score on that team. So that's a team that I don't see advancing. I don't think Denver has a great bench either. So I think whoever wins the Lakers-Warriors series will probably win the West.
All right, so that's enough hopeful and just insightful talk. Let's get into an actual game tonight, one that you could put your physical money on, not the ones that have already happened, or not the ones. I mean, you could still take series prices and do fun stuff like that. So that's also available at the Barstool Sportsbook. But let's talk Sixers at the Celtics. Sixers have a 1-game lead, on the Celtics team, which I did not see coming, but James Harden just put the team on his back. I mean, with Embiid out, that was just an incredible performance by him. And I guess what I need you guys to help me kind of guide through is, are we going to see some regression from the Beard, or with Embiid playing? Do you think that he goes out and can have another game like he did game 1 with Embiid in, which again, he's doubtful. We know that he's going, we think that he's going to play, right? Has it been completely announced?
Yeah, Megan, it says, sorry, go ahead, Che.
He said that he's back, so
he says that, but I haven't seen any.
But do you wonder? I mean, the line opened 10, right? Now we know it's 8 because he went from doubtful to probable. Here's what he said an hour and a half ago. It's a possibility, just like it was a possibility in the first game. I'm going to listen to the doctors and see what they have to say. That doesn't sound like a man that's 100% convinced he's going to play.
I would agree with that. And my thing is the fact that, I mean, they beat this Celtics team. I think they were plus 10 when it last game. I mean, as double-digit dogs without their best player. And now, I mean, we kind of talked about this a little bit on Pick Central. You can't sit and beat if he's healthy, but at the same time, they're managing to get it done, and they have gotten it done in the regular season without Embiid. So I'm kind of wondering here if the Sixers plus the 7.5 is, or the 8 now, is the right play, even though the Celtics have to win this one at home. Kelly, what do you make of it before we bring it down to Jay?
Listen, I think if you like the Celtics, I think you wait. I mean, it was 7.5 for a brief moment in time, went back to 8. I think it's going to be like this, Megan. If Joel Embiid plays, you're going to get a much better number on the Celtics because of the overreaction factor, right? And we all know anytime you have a knee injury, you can always aggravate it further. So you got to be kind of careful. There's a balancing act here. And there's a good reason why I'm not an NBA coach, because you're absolutely right. I'd be like, hi, if you're healthy, you're playing. But then also you got to think about things down the stretch. They have been playing well. Harden stepped up huge in Embiid's absence. And that's something to really consider here. But personally, I don't really like either side with that unknown, right? We spoke about this on Monday. When there's these unknown factors, sometimes it's like, do you really want to get involved? I'll tell you what I did see on Monday night, and that was the Sixers stepped up defensively. Celtics were not able to bang down any threes at all. Like, I mean, it was almost got to the point where Celtics were like, fine, we're not going to take any threes because we're, just basically not allowed to hit anything from the perimeter. So as I see it, I'm looking at a total. Now, I am 0-1 in totals. I will say that this year.
And you can't go 0-2 unless you try.
Yeah, well, and Boston is not an under team. We know that. But we've seen some sharp money come in, 217.5 currently at the Barstool Sportsbook. I want to just double check that. Yes, minus 109. I'm going to lean towards the under here. I'm probably going to be getting involved, but this is just kind of one of those unfortunate events. It worked out for me the other night that I still got to get the cover, even with a late injury ad. But this is kind of my thing with the NBA and why I only bet the playoffs going forward. Back in my former profession when I worked for NBA TV, Megan, I was betting the NBA day in and day out, and I was checking injury news, and it would happen at least weekly where all of a sudden, right before tip, somebody's out, somebody's in, and I just wanted to scream. Now that I'm not forced to do NBA bets or picks or shows or anything like that, I can focus on college football and NFL and college basketball. And then those moments of frustration happen a lot less in the playoffs. But it did happen last week, and it could happen tonight with Embiid. So these are types of spots where I don't need to make a bet just because it's Wednesday night. It's the only game on the board. There's some baseball left. There's some playoff hockey going on. So right now I'm just going to go with the very neutral, pay attention, see what's going on with the injury news prior to making your wager. That is, unless, of course, you think Embiid is 100% in, and then the +8 is probably a really good bet at the Barstool Sportsbook.
All right, Jay, we're about to roll it down to you. Obviously, that Celtics defense has been talked about all year, but that last game, they just turned the ball over nonstop. It seemed kind of like they got in their own way. Do you see that happening again? Do you think they make adjustments to that? Do you think it was due to playing without it? I mean, obviously they practiced to play without an Embiid Sixers team.
Yep.
So my question is, do you think we see the Celtics just, have an overall better game, this come out, play better defensively, offensively, even if Embiid is in the game? Or do you think that the Sixers can come out and really pull the upset here? Because I think, again, if Harden plays like he did and then Embiid comes out and is even like 0.25%, kind of like how AD came out and LeBron didn't even have to be 100% LeBron. I mean, they got the win. And I know that's the Lakers. I know that's AD and LeBron. But Che, what do you think we should do here as far as the side? Then obviously you're going to have to give us some props here.
Sure. I don't think we can count on seeing James Harden drop 45 again. That's probably the best playoff game of his career. And he's, former MVP, like the guy can play. Right. I don't think that we're going to see that type of like Houston Rockets peak Mike D'Antoni, James Harden. Assuming Embiid plays, so take it for what it's worth. He did say, "I'm back. I will play." Shams tweeted that out earlier. I would be hard pressed to think after winning the MVP and him having that moment with his teammates that he's not going to play, because there's two different series that I look at. It's like the Knicks and the Heat. Like last night, Julius Randle was a game time decision. As a Knicks fan, I kind of wanted him to not play because their next game is Saturday. So that buys him, 4 extra days of rest. Whereas game 3 of this series is Friday. So they're not getting like a ton of extra rest. So if Embiid doesn't play today, okay, then we're going to be asking the same question in 48 hours. So I think that based on everything, the way things are trending, and obviously the way the line move, I do think that he's going to play. As far as the props, one prop to look at is Joel Embiid over 3.5 assists. He's cleared this number in 7 of his last 8 games against Boston. He's averaging 5 assists over that time frame, so pretty high of a clear rate. It's obviously a low number. In the Barstool Sportsbook with the alternative lines, if you wanted to mix in like the 2.5 assists, I like that. That's one I would look at. That's actually the first prop that we did for Trust the Day this season, which was plus 120 at the time, and it hit. So I will always love that prop. That's where you can find some value, I think. His point total is also pretty low. It's 25.5. which is at, I believe, even money right now. I think that is advantageous coming off he just won the MVP award. I think they're going to feed this guy. First basket also I'd look at with him, plus 400. We don't know what he'll be throughout the whole game. He's obviously going to start if he plays. And he is their best first shot and first basket guy. So that I would strongly look at as well. I haven't released my play yet. I'm finalizing it. What I'm likely going to – what's that?
I said sneaky.
Well, obviously I want to wait on some injury news, but full transparency, we work in New York. I can't bet in New York. So when I was coming in, the line came down because the Embiid news just broke. The one I'm likely going to go with, not 100%, but likely going to go with, is an alternative line parlay. Marcus Smart over 2.5 boards. Point guard rebound props are the absolute worst to root for. But he's hit this in 19 of his last 20 playoff games. I feel pretty strong. I mean, it's an alternate line, so it's 2.5 instead of 3.5. 3.5 is plus money. So I like that. And then Jason Tate, I kind of swore this prop off earlier this year. Jason Tatum over 3.5 assists. The line is 4.5. 3.5 assists. He's hit in his last 8 games against Philly and 18 of his last 20 playoff games. So I feel pretty good about those. I feel if we have numbers in the 90s that we're mixing, I feel very strongly about that. So I'm probably going to go with that. But the Embiid thing, I kind of want to wait till I hear a little bit more and read up about his injury status if he's going to play, because at 2.5 assists, that's pretty strong value too.
All right. So we'll be looking out for that on Trust the Data. Kelly, do you have anything else you want to add before I throw out some of my baseball picks and we get out of here?
Let's see what baseball hasn't started yet. Let me see if I can give you guys a couple of sharp plays from my end that I saw come across my desk while I was sitting here earlier. I'm going to be on the Marlins, a little bit of plus money tonight. We're going to see. This is one of those type of scenarios where, listen, do I want to bet against Wright? No, I don't. But the Marlins lost the game last night in a really ugly fashion. And in fact, I had the over. Thank you, Marlins, for just not contributing, because the Braves sure did. This is the group that likes to do this, Megan. We talked about it's kind of the martingale type system. If they got swept in the previous series, they like to bet them for the next series. They lost last night. I think they were minus 130. So today, plus 124 right now at the Barstool Sportsbook. That's all I'm on. I lean towards the Rockies personally. I was looking at them getting a little bit of plus money, but ultimately did not get to the window.
Well, I was on the Braves yesterday. I'm on the Braves again today, backing the hot bats of the Braves. You got to back the Braves while they're hot. I have an Astros Padres moneyline parlay. Astros are obviously going right now. Looked great in the first inning. We had 3 hits. I mean, we were just rolling, and then all has kind of halted there. So we're hoping we can get at least a run across, and hopefully it's Dubon, because I have him in a parlay plus, which all of you should go put one in for some time later. I also have the Rockies first 5 money line, and then I added Dodgers first 5 money line. They have a rookie making his debut, and supposedly is a stud. So that's Dodgers first 5 plus 110. You don't really see plus money with the Dodgers. All right, guys. I hope you hit all of your bets.
One more thing. Props are up for tomorrow too. I haven't finalized my pick, but one to look at is Lakers forward Jared Vanderbilt over 5.5 boards. He was guarding Steph Curry. If we can count on him playing 24 plus minutes, he's hit this number in 74% of his games this season when playing 24 minutes or above. So with more playing time, I like him to board. I would expect a bit of a regression from Anthony Davis, who was incredible last night.
We'd love to hear it. Also, as a fun fact for tomorrow, this was the 5th game 1 in Steve Kerr error that he has lost, but he has come back and won the last 3 out of 4 series. So just to keep that in mind, very good coach, good team. So, I like stats. We all like stats. Speaking of that, Kelly will be back here maybe with you guys Monday. I can't really release where I will be.
Oh, secret, but, Megan.
It'll be a fun time. You guys will probably enjoy it more than me, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, right. Every time you're gone, the whole comment section is, "You're not Megan. You're not Megan. Where's Megan? How come Megan's not here?" It's great.
We love you guys.
I will be back next week.
We'll figure it all out. Thank you. And we love you guys.